Welcome to Easy Email Marketing. I'm your host, Yale Keown, mum, FIFO wife, MBA, coffee lover, survivor superfan, and creator of the email experience. In Easy Email Marketing, you'll benefit from my nearly 20 years experience, where I'll be teaching you all the tips, tricks, and insider info on how to create feel-good, non-spammy experiences for your subscribers. Let's get stuck in. Welcome back to Easy Email Marketing. I'm your host, Yale Keown, and today's episode is all about giving you my top tips for your emails when you are hosting a live webinar, a masterclass, a training, a workshop, basically any event that you are running live. Whether that's part of a launch, which they are really highly effective in that scenario, whether it is just used to promote one-on-one work, or you can even use webinars as just a great lead generator or list building booster, just when things are feeling a little bit stagnant and you just want to get more leads, more people on your list, and you want to do something a little bit different than just your standard list building PDF. But many people get stuck when it comes to the emails because there are actually quite a few to create. Generally, my recommendation is that you send about 5 invitations before you even begin your masterclass. Then you've got your automated confirmation email. I recommend good 3 reminder emails, which would be as campaigns, not necessarily as automations. Your replay email, and of course, any sales emails that follow on from that, and last chance emails as well, last chance to watch. And you'll understand a little bit more about that as I go through the strategies and what the thought is behind each of those emails. So a lot of people get really confused when it comes to whether they should be run as campaigns or automations. Generally, the only one in that selection of emails that would be automated is the confirmation. So that's when someone first registers, they get your in email immediately, and then they've got all the details that are there and then, and the rest are typically done as campaigns because they are time bound. Of course, if this is a strategy that you are going to be using time and time again, and you don't want to create an abundance of campaigns every time, it could be something you do as an automation, but only really in something like Active Campaign, where you can set goals that will pull people to the point in the automation that they need to be, based around the time they join your list, that they get the relevant reminders. Because of course, if they wait to the last minute, you don't want them not to receive the emails. So I'm going to go through some of my top tips about getting more signups for your webinars, and getting more people showing up and actually watching the content, and of course, therefore converting if that is your goal. And within that, you will see how each of these emails play a core role, and also how you can actually take advantage of these emails without feeling like you're just saying the same thing over and over and over again. And it just feels like transactional and dry, and you're thinking, why am I even sending these emails? I feel like I'm being annoying. So here are 7 tips to help you with all of that. Okay, so the first one, I've alluded to this already, is to send lots of invites to your list. You do need to remind them many times about joining. I would also obviously make sure you're promoting this on social media, that you are doing this in Facebook groups. Maybe you run ads as well, but you want to provide lots of opportunities and lots of reminders for people to join. So as I suggested, I recommend sending at least 5 emails to your list to join your masterclass well ahead of time. Now, that sounds like a lot. And how I work around this, instead of just being repetitive, as I said, we don't want this. The first one would typically be, hey, I'm hosting this amazing masterclass. You'll learn this. This is what you'll get out of it. And that is typically, a great starter email. Then the second thing, then the last one is typically last chance to join. So they're the 2 on the end. But what do you do with those middle ones? Yes, we have people that are great storytellers, and they create, an email which talks about the benefits of the thing you're talking about in your masterclass, etc. But I actually find the best and easiest strategy is to leverage content. I love adding bonus content to these emails. So one strategy that I have used in the past many times and quite successfully is having like bonus videos before the masterclass even begins. So, of course, if say the masterclass is something related about email marketing, getting started with email marketing, a particular strategy, I've created shorter videos about things like the myths about email marketing, the mistakes people make when it comes to email marketing, or how to get started, or how to calculate your list size, or how to choose the right software. So some of those juicy pieces of content that people really want to know about. And these are bite-sized videos, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they are pre-recorded and just hosted somewhere. And what this enables you to do is, as part of the invitation process, you send out an email and then you include that video. So you're like, hey, here's the biggest mistakes people make. By the way, if you love this, you'll love the masterclass. Plus, it can also keep people engaged who have already registered for the masterclass. So I actually send these 3 in between emails to people who already sign up as well, so that they get this extra content. They're getting excited about what you're going to offer. So it actually encourages Showups as well. And using video really enhances that know, like, and trust factor. It really helps them get to know you quickly, especially if they have not been on your list for very long. Of course, it does not have to be video. You could send an audio file. You could just have like a great article, or just a really helpful email that gives them great insights and just really warms them up quickly. So lots of invites to your list, and you leveraging some bonus content just to get that nurturing happening straight away. And the earlier, obviously, you start, the better. So I obviously wouldn't send these 5 emails 5 days in a row. I recommend starting 10 to 14 days out. And so people have plenty of time to add it to their calendars, to make sure they're available, because, people, are busy. And so they want to try to make sure they can show up live if they choose to do so. Of course, I always recommend offering a replay, but we want to, encourage them to show up live. So the earlier you start with these emails, the better. The second hack is to enable people to automatically sign up without having to enter their details again. So within each of those invitation emails, I make sure to say, if you want to join, just click here and we'll save your seat instantly. And when they click here, they get redirected to the thank you page. So they don't have to go and fill out the form. So the way you go ahead and then add them to the relevant list or to the relevant tag, however you're managing it, is you use an on-click action. So that's with ConvertKit or with ActiveCampaign. You set on the URL, say, as soon as they click that link to the thank you page, I want you to add them to the webinar list or add them to the webinar tag, and then that triggers off the automation. If you're using something like MailerLite or Klaviyo, you can set up a segment or an automation for when someone clicks the link, that they are added then to the automation. So with Klaviyo, it's you create a segment, and then when they're added to that segment, then they are added to the relevant list. If they, with MailerLite, you can just create an automation that if they click that thank you link in any email, that they are then added to the relevant group. So that's how you would actually do that. So I love the automated sign up and helping them do that without having to enter their details again, and just eliminating a step. The third hack that I suggest you use is an add to calendar link. So if you can encourage people to actually add their the webinar, the masterclass, to their calendars, that just solves so many issues that it appears in their calendar, so you're not relying so much on your emails. So to do this, I use a software called AddEvent. So addevent.com is where you can go to, and you can get do this on their free plan. And what you do is you create a very simple link, and you connect that to your thank you page, and also link it in the confirmation emails. So what they do, they click that link, and then it will give them a choice. Do you want to add this to Gmail, to Outlook, whichever calendar they have, and then they go ahead and add it. So just adding something simply like that, so it's actually locked in their calendar, is really, really handy and helps them to be able to show up live. Hack and tip number 4 is to give a reason to show up live. So a few strategies that you can use here is if people do show up, that they get given a bonus gift. So some sort of downloadable, a workbook, something like that, that if they watch live, they will get that right at the end of the presentation. Another thing that can really encourage people to join live is to include a Q&A time or coaching time at the end, or having a prize draw for if anyone who's on here live will enter the draw to win, it's a one-on-one time with me. So giving them some sort of incentive to show up live, but not something that you think is 100% necessary to take action, because I'm a firm believer in enabling people to watch replays. I prefer to watch on replay because I can watch at double speed. I can do all of that good stuff. So give them a reason to show up live, and obviously include this in your confirmation email and reiterate it in your reminder emails, which takes me to point 5, which is to send lots of reminders. So my recommendation is 24 hours ahead of time, 1 hour ahead of time, and 10 minutes ahead of time. So in this, we're reiterating the reasons to show up live, and we are also just giving the dates, the links, all of that stuff again. So the first couple will be like it's coming up. The last one will be literally 10 minutes to go. Have you got your cup of coffee ready? Here's the link, just in case you're looking for it. I'm here waiting for you. So it's very, very simple like that. Okay, then finally, number 6, is to offer a limited time replay. This would coincide with the end of your promotion or whatever it is you're offering. Now, if you are promoting something at the end of the webinar, I still encourage you to make it limited time, unless you really are going to be making it into an evergreen thing. And even then, we want to give people a reason to watch, because otherwise they're just going to keep putting it off. So if it is something that they did want to watch, we want to make sure that they can that they actually sit down and do it. So I typically, if you've got a launch, I would end the replay at the end of the open cart period. If you are have a special offer for one working with you, I would put the deadline at the end of that period of time too. So you can send some reminders here to watch, or last chance email to watch if they haven't done so already. And another handy email that you can combine with this, or that you can use with this, is the recap email. So instead of just relying on, them sitting down, taking the time to watch the replay, that you just highlight an overview of what they will learn. So they might just prefer this readable version. You could go all in with a transcript, etc. Or you can just give them a brief outline, and by doing that, either A, they'll get some key takeaways just from that and see you provide value, or B, it'll go, oh, actually, I really want to know about that, so I'm going to go ahead and watch that replay. And I guess along the lines of those replays too, make it easy. I'm not a huge fan of forcing people to sit through and watch something on single speed, without being able to skip through things, etc. I know a lot of online marketing people do that, but it just infuriates me. As someone with ADHD, I need to watch things at 1.5 speed. I need closed captions. I need to be able to skip some of the stuff I already know, or some of those introduction things. It doesn't mean I don't believe your content is helpful. It doesn't mean I'm not going to convert. If I see that you provide me with those adaptions, it means that I can go ahead. I trust that your offer will also be adaptive. So that's something that gives me a little bit of ick when people don't offer those things. So if you want to encourage people to watch replays, give them those options: closed captions, changing speeds, skipping through, all of that stuff. Something else you can offer is a downloadable audio version of that as well. So there are, I think, 7 or 8. I know there's lots and lots of tips all included in there. Quick recap, send lots of invites to your list, layering in some bonus content, and the earlier you start that, the better. 2, make it easy for them to register by making it on single click sign up. Number 3, include an add to calendar link on your thank you page and in your confirmation emails. Number 4, give a reason to show up live, something like a bonus gift, a Q&A time, a prize, something, and make sure you use that in your confirmation email and in your reminders. Number 5, send lots of reminders. So one 24 hours out, one 1 hour out, one 10 minutes out, reiterating the importance of showing up, as well as just giving them those links and making it really easy for them to join. Number 6, encourage replays by making it a limited time and just making it easy for people to consume using all those tips that I shared there. And number 7, I'm using a recap email to give people the outline of content, again, to encourage more people to watch or to catch those people that don't have the time, but they just want to get that brief overview. I'm definitely a big believer that they don't need to go through the whole marketing spiel and have to go through your don't want to use those words, but those more bro sales tactics to convert. People can absolutely convert as soon as, if they like you, if they trust you, if what you offer is awesome, they will join your offer. Or even if you're not offering something in these classes and you're using it purely as like a list builder, you can still include some sort of call to action for people to reach out to you, to start a conversation, to get on a discovery call, anything like that. But keep it nice and simple, but make sure I have these emails set up, ready to go well ahead of time. If you want more help with your webinar emails or even want specific email scripts that you can steal, they are all available as part of my email launch kit. Inside this kit, not only do you get all my webinar emails, you get a step-by-step guide on how to launch using email, including all the pre-launch, open cart, delivery, onboarding, plus plug and play automations, launch calculators, and so much more. You can learn more all about that at yalekeone.com/ELK. That's /ELK. The link is in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to hear from you about what you've enjoyed from this episode or what you want to know more about in future episodes. Please let me know over on Instagram. I'm at yalekeone, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Easy Email Marketing. It's an absolute honor that you chose to listen. If you love this episode, then it would mean the world to me if you could leave a review so that others can find this podcast and make their email marketing easy too. Finally, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Until next time, have an awesome day and make sure to keep showing up and serving in those inboxes.